Today's video is brought to you in collaboration with Backswing.com, a golf publication offering insight from top pros for the game of golf. Visit Backswing.com today to help fix your game. Hi there and welcome back. My name is Richard Rice. I'm a PGA golf professional, and today I'm going to answer another awesome question coming to us from Backswing.com. That question is, how do I control my distance for greenside bunker shots? Right, so there's a few factors that go into this. We're going to talk about technique just a little bit, and then we'll talk about that distance control. We'll jump right in here, so stay tuned. Okay, before we get started, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little bell for notifications so you can see more great videos just like this one. All right, factors that influence my distance control. Number one, the amount of loft I have on my club. Right, I like to hit bunker shots with my lob wedge, my 58-degree wedge. I'll talk about why or why not that may be right for you later in this video, but I'm hitting bunker shots here with the 58-degree wedge. Other factors that, go into distance control would be club speed, which length of swing and speed of swing both factor into that. And also the amount of sand I'm taking and where I strike the sand behind the ball. Okay, so before we jump into how to control distance, let's talk about a couple of factors that are really going to help you control your consistency in your strike in the sand. So number one, we want to control where we enter the sand and where we exit the sand. We also want to control how much sand we take. In other words, we don't want to go way down deep, and we also don't want to just skim the top grains of sand. We want to take a nice thin layer of sand off the surface, and here's how we're going to do that. So what you need to do is get your pressure to your front foot at address, and just so we're all on the same page here, this kicking my hips forward does not shift my pressure forward per se. It may feel like I've got more weight on my front foot, but because I have so much mass in my upper body and it's starting to tilt this way, I've still got a lot of pressure back in my stance here. So pressure forward includes stacking your upper body over that lead leg. This really helps me get my pressure forward to the front foot in the setup position here. Key number two, we cannot be all hands and arms in the bunkers. We have got to use our pivot to motor this swing just like we do other swings. So I need to get my pressure forward at address by stacking my whole body over here. I need to keep it forward as I swing, and I need to make sure I'm rotating back and through. Those things will help you control your entry point into the sand, will help you control how much sand you're taking, and help you be more consistent in the bunkers. All right, so now that you've got those key points, we can start to learn how to control the distance here. All right, so one of the coolest bunker tips I ever got, and this helped me a ton, I was told to imagine that the clump of sand that you hit, maybe it's about this big, stays together as one brick of sand and lands on the green all together before expanding. So you need to use your imagination and figure out how fast do I need to swing this club to get that brick of sand to land on my landing spot, because in effect, your ball just becomes a big grain of sand. So we can use that visualization to help us control this distance. So that's tip number one. I'm going to imagine landing this ball about 10, 12 feet short of the hole, letting it release, and I'm imagining actually the clump of sand landing 10, 12 feet short of the hole here. So I've got my pressure forward, my upper body stacked over my lead leg. I'm going to keep it over there, and I'm going to use my pivot to help hit this shot. Yeah, really good. All right, with that kind of conceptual idea out of the way now, imagining that clump of sand landing on the green, to me now there's a couple of different ways to control our distance control. Number one, I could make the same swing, same stock swing every time, and switch clubs. So in other words, I'm using my 58 degree. If I want to hit it farther, I could go down to my 54 degree, or even farther, I could use a 50 degree. Understand that if you do that, I think it's a great idea, and I think it's especially a good idea for the higher handicapper player. Go ahead and try to make the same swing, but switch clubs to control distance. Now, the more talented player, may prefer to change swing speed, but here's what I try to tell players that are doing that. try not to change the length of your swing. I'd like to see most of you swinging to about lead arm parallel to the ground. I don't like to get much higher than that. And from there, I'm changing the speed or the aggressiveness with which I rotate or pivot my body in the downswing. So if I want to hit it farther, I'm going to be turning faster. And if I want to hit it shorter, I'm going to be turning a little bit slower and kind of just letting my arms fall. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to hit one short of the hole. I'm going to make a nice smooth and slow turn, kind of just let the arms fall through the hit here. Yep. So that hit and released out to the hole. Now if I want to hit one a little farther, let's say I want to land it just past the hole, I'm going to make the same length backswing, but I'm going to make a more aggressive rotation through. So I flew that a good 10 yards past the hole there. So in both of those shots, I was still using my imagination. I was still thinking about that clump of sand landing on a specific spot on the green, but I was letting my brain control the pace at which I turned through to help me hit the shot. I wasn't overthinking it. I was using my innate athletic ability to hit the shot. All right, so as I hinted at earlier, the final way to control distance is by controlling loft. So let's say I'm really short-sighted here on the green and I've just got to get it just on the edge of the green. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add loft, and here's how I'm going to do that. We're going to open the face, you know, a good amount. That's a good amount that I'm opening the face. And then at address, I'm going to lower my hands or lower the handle so that the club face points more towards the sky. If I keep that handle high, my loft points more out. If I lower it some, that loft's going to point up. Now I can make that nice, short, smooth swing. I'm not going to really aggressively fire my body through. I'm just going to kind of softly rotate through and see if I can't get this to land up there on the edge of the green. Yeah, perfect. So again, keep that in mind. If you want to control distance, you can also do that with loft. You don't have to change clubs to change loft. Again, I recommend that if you struggle in the bunkers and you found one swing that you can get to work, let's use that one swing and let's switch clubs to try to hit that shot. If you're a more talented player and you feel like you can control the pace of your swing, go ahead and stick to one club, and let's control the pace by controlling the amount or the aggressiveness of our rotation through the strike. The more aggressively I rotate through, the more aggressively the hands will fire, and we'll get some more club head speed to send that ball a little bit farther. If I will have a really short shot, what I'm going to do is kind of just let gravity take my arms down as I pivot my body through, and I'm going to have a nice soft rotation through to help me hit that shorter shot. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed those tips and you can take a couple of things away from this to help you control your distance out of the greenside bunkers on the course. If you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments below. I'd be happy to get to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day.